I love the stage, and I love to perform, and I love to express myself, and that was the best way that I knew how to do it.
So I'm like a fourth generation musician. So my grandfather was a musician in Querétaro. His father was a musician in Querétaro. They played huapango mainly. All in all, I've been playing music, I guess, now most of my life.
Mainly I started playing that music when I came to this country, when I feel that I was far away from my roots, and that was, we're talking about 13 years ago.
I grew up listening to both English and Spanish, Latin, Mexican music. We lived in Monterrey for a while, and I think that's where I really got to know cumbia.
That idea of sort of cumbia being like working class, blue collar music is very true. Dos Santos is all of us in the sense that, like, I mean, these guys have been playing in this town for 10 years, right? And they've cultivated those relationships, and that, you know, their own networks of people and their own talents, they make the sound, right? So, you know, I can want to play cumbia all I want, but it takes the right people who are just as energized, who are just as talented, and who are just as willing to take that risk.
He introduced me to cumbia, and he was telling me all his ideas, and then he discovered that I play electric guitar, and then we started like, oh, okay, so let's try to, you know, like figure out how to do it, and then we contact the other elements of the band, and it was like a magical thing that everything got together, and we do this boom, you know, like it's happening right now.
Dos Santos gets me at a time when I have the most experience. So the collaboration of every musician in the band is of very high quality. You know, we've been playing for a long time individually with our separate projects. But I think when we get together, we create this uniqueness.
Santos for me is a collective of sounds from different backgrounds, from jazz, different style of music like salsa, afrobeat, cumbia, son jarocho. It's just a palette of sounds and an international flavor.
You know, I was real happy that day to find out that they accepted me into the project. So since then, though, you know, I feel I've come a long way in my cumbia pattern, and so I put a lot of my own touches into it. It's not too traditional, but it is definitely hard hitting.
Say that we play cumbia, but there's so much more. It's a very, very rich cumbia, I would say. It has elements that are interesting to see and to hear.
When I heard cumbia in Mexico, it changed my life because it's coming from the south, we all know, from Colombia and Peru. But in Mexico, as I play a Mexican song, Requinto Jarocho from Veracruz, I play the electric guitar now with this band, and I create my own style. And also as a Dos Santos, we use different effects and pedals to recreate the like the vintage sound of the chicha.
We're not a world music band. We're not someone from somewhere else who decided cumbia sounds cool and we want to play it. This is very intimately a part of who we are. The politics and what we do is the fact that we are reclaiming these musics. We don't have to say, put your fist up in the air and et cetera, and sort of commoditize a political message, but rather the fact that we are reclaiming these musics and claiming space through those musics. So es un punto de referencia. There's something going on there.
We do want to keep some integrity to the sound, and so the Spanish language is what lends itself to that integrity.
Dos Santos in Chicago is like walking down the street, listening to the heartbeat of the city. It uses a lot of farfisa organs and electric guitar, psychedelic sounds.
For me, art is the ultimate expression of who you are and what you would like to see. But art allows us to transcend who we are and where we are.
Well, music for me is like medicine, food. The everyday keeps me alive, happy, and it changed my life for the first time that I started playing an instrument. And I see that music change lives, impact people for good.
Music is as much as a audio soundtrack as much as it's a feeling that you transmit. So in Dos Santos live performances, you get that.
Soy sincero y todos sufrimos juntos, todos somos pasajeros, nada los llevará a salvo.
Art and music is everything. It's everything we see, we hear, we feel, and through music, it's just an expression of art.
I'm a child of migrants. My folks are undocumented for most of my childhood, right? So, I'm no different than the dreamers that we hear about in the news now and etc. Like, they're in the same situation I was 25 years ago, right? And I bet you what their parents are playing in the kitchen right now when they're cooking dinner is probably cumbia, right? That's like what I grew up listening to.